Tennessee Governor Bill Lee is poised to sign a new bill in his state that would criminalize some drag and adult cabaret performances if they are sexual in nature and are performed in public or in view of children. Now, that's interesting considering he was once caught dressed as a woman. We'll get to that in just a moment. You're gonna have to wait for that. But first, a few details about the legislation. Tennessee legislators passed a bill to restrict adult cabaret performances in public or in front of children. It defines adult cabaret performers as topless dancers, go-go dancers, exotic dancers, strippers, male or female impersonators who provide entertainment that appeals to a prurient interest, or similar entertainers regardless of whether or not performed for consideration. Now, the language of the bill itself is pretty specific, which makes it different from the Don't Say Gay bill in Florida, just keeping it real. And in my view, what they did is incredibly redundant because those types of sexually charged performances, like stripping for instance, is already illegal in front of minors. But nonetheless, answering reporters' questions Monday, Governor Lee, a Republican of course, said that he would sign it's being referred to as a drag bill, in addition to a separate piece of legislation that would prohibit gender affirming care for the state's minors. Now, before I get to the photo in question, the evidence of him dressing as a woman in the past, Cenk, what are your thoughts on the legislation itself?
Yeah, not buying it. So look, guys, if they wanted to just ban things that were sexual, that's relatively easy to do and straightforward. Once you start naming particular groups you want to ban, and I don't mean like plumbers and dentists, I mean, people who dress this way, people who have this kind of gender identity, etc. Well, then you're kind of showing your hand. We can see why you're going in that direction. So when you say prurient interests, that's so vague. So I was in South Beach about a year ago, walking by Ocean Avenue. There's this great restaurant, they have a drag show, brunch. And I watched it for about 5-10 minutes. It was so much fun. Everybody's having the time of their lives. Now, one of the women, or one of the people went up on what looks like a stripper pole, right? And came back down. Was it prurient? Not really. I wouldn't have minded if my kids saw that. They don't even know that she's emulating a stripper pole. They've never heard of it, right? So, but if you're a regulator and you don't like people who go to drag shows or who participate in drag shows, you go, oh yeah, that's it. Everybody knows that's a stripper pole. Well, it's not actually, it's literally a pole in the middle of the restaurant, right? But okay, I don't like the way they're dressed. By the way, they think people that are in drag shows, they think it's sexual by nature, right? They're like, I mean, look at them. I mean, they don't look like us at all. Why are they dressed like that? And partly because they're attracted to them. So they think, well, it's
come on,
it's
Cenk.
Pure and interest. No, look, come on, dude. He dressed up as a woman before, and he did it for a school gag. Sure you did, big guy. I've seen 1,000 frat guys get dressed up as girls and hold each other's hands. 1,000, okay? And they're all, and Steven Crowder and all those guys, and they all do it for, it's a gag, okay? And I don't like people who dress in drag. If you say so.
Okay, I'm gonna say something that's probably gonna upset a lot of people, but it's the truth. This is different from what they did in Florida for a lot of different reasons. I don't want people to panic over this because I do see this as just redundant legislation that's meant to provide the illusion of governing and doing their jobs. They're just virtue signaling to the right-wing voters, their base. But at the end of the day, look, this is different because in Florida, right, the so-called Don't Say Gay bill weaponized ordinary people against the teachers, right? It would bring lawsuits against teachers who are providing a curriculum that whoever is bringing the lawsuit forward didn't like, okay? And that creates this, it just cripples the teacher's ability to do things, and it makes them become like overly cautious, which is why there's so many book bans. They don't want to take the chance of having a complaint or a lawsuit filed against them. This is different, right? Where it doesn't provide, there's no provision there that says people can bring lawsuits against these individuals. It's if there's a violation, the first violation is a misdemeanor. If they do it again, it'll be a felony. I don't really think legislators are gonna be running around Tennessee looking for drag queens.
No, they are, they definitely are. So let's talk about it. So look, here's the parts I agree with you on. It's obviously a distraction. So they already have a law in the books. They don't want to give you higher wages, healthcare, et cetera. This is like classic
smokescreen.
Smokescreen. Guys, think about it. The internet exists. Who cares that I was walking by on Ocean Avenue in South Beach? I could have just gone to my phone and one click away from people doing things of prurient interest. Okay, all of this.
But that's very vague, Cenk. What do you mean exactly?
Yeah. Okay. So, but
they're going to take your phone away, your entire phone.
No, they would actually if they pass a law like that. No, hold on.
Okay, go.
So number one, we 100% agree that it's a distraction. Okay. Horse crap. Okay, number two, it is different that individuals can't sue. Anna's absolutely right about that. Okay, number three, already there's laws against bringing kids to sexual shows, et cetera.
You can't bring a kid to a strip club.
Yeah. Okay.
The laws already exist.
Yeah, you can. Hey, can you bring your 7-year-old? No, they say, hey, are you 21 when you're entering a strip club, right? So, but why are they bothering to pass this other than distraction? Yeah, because goddamn right they're gonna crack down. And even if they don't crack down, you know what our members are writing in, their teachers in Florida, and you know what they're saying is, well, look guys, I'm 60, I'm not yet retired, I can't afford to get fired, and so I can't take any risk. So I'm gonna take away the books, et cetera, et cetera. Now, what's gonna happen? If it's a crime, they're not gonna go to, the people who are gonna go to the drag show aren't gonna go to the drag show. People who are gonna participate in the drag show aren't gonna go because they're worried that the brown shirts are gonna come arrest them because they don't like who they are. And Anna, you agree that the only reason they're passing this is because they're saying we don't like people that do drag shows. Come on, you know that.
I don't know if that's what I think what they're doing is the right-wing version of virtue signaling. And again, this is really important for people to understand. Legislators are lazy and useless. They don't want to do their jobs. They want to do their fundraising. They want to collect money from their corporate donors, but they want to do nothing for you, okay? But they love to engage in the theater and the virtue signaling that makes it seem like they're real active, you know? They're really looking out for the best interests of their base. Really, it's nonsense. The reason why I think it's redundant is because when you read the language of the bill, it is specific in regard to what they're referring to. I listed what the legislation says. Strippers, go-go dancers, topless dancers, all of this stuff is already banned for minors in the state. Do you get what I'm saying?
No, so I do, but prurient interest is the only one that's vague, and it's the only one that applies to drag shows.
So you say, well, they don't understand the difference between just a non-sexual drag performance and a sexual one, right? Except they do, because the governor was confronted about the fact that he dressed as a woman when he was in high school, right? So let's take a look at the picture. This is what was uncovered, I guess.
Misdemeanor, next time it's a felony, okay?
So he's there.
You tell me Republicans aren't turned on by that? It's inconceivable, that's it, prurient interest.
So that was, okay, hold on. This is in 1977 when he was in high school. Apparently it was homecoming week.
Oh my God, Republicans are even more turned on now.
So he gets confronted about that, okay? And let's see how he reacted to it.
Josh? Dressing in drag in 1977, remember this?
What a ridiculous question that is. Conflating something like that to sexualized entertainment in front of children, which is a very serious subject.
Drag is not sexual.
Andy, what you got?
Do you remember it? Is this you? Is it okay if drag queens come to this school? Because this is you. This is you at a high school, Governor. This right here is you at a high school.
Yeah.
Is it only illegal when gay people do it, Governor? Have you talked to your sister about the bill, Governor?
While the event photographed in the yearbook would meet most definitions of drag, it would not necessarily be illegal under Tennessee's newly passed drag bill, which specifically bans male or female impersonators who provide entertainment that appeals to a prurient interest from performing in public or in front of children.
Okay, do you want to bet $100 that they apply it to just random drag shows and claim that they were sexual in nature?
Sure, let's bet $100.
Okay, deal. Okay. They're definitely gonna do it. Easiest $100 I've ever made. Why, Anna? Because of the same reason you're saying. Because they're gonna use it to virtue signal. They're gonna arrest drag queens. They're gonna do it in spectacular fashion.
They're not gonna arrest drag queens.
And then they're gonna say, we got them. The evil LGBT community. We hate them and we showed you how terrible they are.
Okay. And by the way, look, if that's what your concern is, fine. It's fine to be concerned about that. But I also want you guys to be smart in understanding what the right wing is doing in trying to bait us into appearing as though we want little children watching hypersexualized programming. That is what this is also about, right? So it's the illusion of governance, which both right and left engage in it, but this is a right-wing example of it, right? And then there's the left taking the bait and panicking and freaking out about this without actually reading the legislation, the text of the legislation. So then they can turn around and say, would you look at that? Told you, told you. The left wants to sexualize children, right? Adding fuel to that crazy QAnon fire.
Yeah, Anna's 100% right about that part too. And so it's a trap that they set. So it's the same thing they do on flag burning. So they go, okay, we think you shouldn't be able to burn the flag, even though it's obviously a First Amendment issue, and they claim that they're First Amendment absolutists, right? They're total liars, but they say, and we can't help it and go, hey, the Constitution says you are allowed to burn a flag. And they go, ha ha, they hate America, right? So it's a political trick. So she's right, it's definitely a political trick. And so when we make, but why do we all defend folks, whether it's the Don't Say Gay bill in Florida and critical race theory and all that stuff? Why do we fall for the trap? Because we want to defend people who are LGBTQ, who are citizens of any sort. We want to defend African Americans, we want to defend all those people. So they think, haha, these suckers, they're gonna fall for it. They're gonna defend these poor people. And when they fall into that trap, we'll demagogue and we'll get our base riled up to hate them. And then go, oh, you see that? And the sick thing is here, you ever hear like those terrorists that hold up kids in front of them and use them as human shields? The Israeli Defense Forces do it sometimes when they go into Gaza Strip and West Bank. They'll pull Palestinian kids in front of them and have guns behind the kids, okay? So that's what they're doing here. They're like, oh, we can't just say we're bigots, so here, grab a kid. And they use the kid as a shield, and then they go, oh yeah, drag queens, oh we hate them. I mean, oh it's a kid, I'm worried about the kid. Thanks for watching The Young Turks, really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR, so those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.